An early look at what we should be expecting from the local market today. We are joined by Stan Shamu from IG in Melbourne. Stan, first of all, we just showed viewers the Aussie dollar there taking a bit of a tumble this morning. Why is that?
Well, there's nothing in it really. I think the risk space is in a bit of a consolidation mode at the moment. And of course, the Aussie dollar had a massive run pushing through that 92 level yesterday. And I think it's encountered just a little bit of resistance. A little bit of skepticism is kicking in after the recent gains. And of course, a lot of traders will start taking some profits off the table after having held the pair from around 88.5, where it bottomed out over the past couple of weeks. So it does seem like there's just no real drivers to keep pushing the risk sort of sentiment higher at the moment. But of course, with some of these commodities performing quite well over the past few days, then we could potentially see the Aussie continue its run. We're still eyeing potentially selling in the 93 region, and of course that's where it stalled over the past few months. And of course that would probably prompt a few sellers to come back into the market after having seen the Aussie have a bit of a run over the past 2 weeks.
Stan, also want to ask you about opening calls for our local market. At the moment, SPI futures aren't looking to exactly shoot the lights out, but I'm looking at the iron ore price right now, sitting at about 138. Some nice gains there. That should support materials, yes?
We are actually calling the market up about 0.2% at 5117. So that's a nice little recovery, particularly after the US market struggled overnight. Of course, yesterday we had a big run up with earnings getting off to a very good start. Big gains for the likes of Newcrest. It does seem like we will have another good performance for some of these mining names, particularly with those strong gains for gold, silver and iron ore overnight. Iron ore is obviously up nearly 4.5%, and that will be very positive for the likes of BHP, whose ADR is actually pointing up 0.4% to start off today. Some of these gold stocks traded very well in Toronto, so this should extend to the local market as well today. Unfortunately for Newcrest, they've got a couple of downgrades following yesterday's results, particularly from JP Morgan and Deutsche Bank. This might weigh on the stock a little bit, but it does still show that there's a lack of confidence in the Newcrest story, particularly with the way gold prices continue to struggle to maintain a positive run. Of course, now they are approaching as well that 1,340 level, which has been resistance for gold for a long time now. So we might see the price action start to stall at those levels. Now, from an earnings perspective, today is another big day. Of course, we've got Bradkin on the wires. They've got their full year result. They've already come out and said they expect it down about 4.5% from last year. So it'll be interesting to watch if they haven't been impacted further by the fall in the Aussie dollar and, of course, some of the cost cutting that we've heard from some of the big miners. Bradkin's obviously held a little bit better than some of its peers. And, of course, that mining services space continues to come off a lower base. So it wouldn't be surprising if they come in slightly ahead of expectations. We also have realestate.com.au. They had their share price traded at a record high yesterday, so it does seem like they are priced for perfection, and any minor disappointment will definitely see real estate struggle today. But apart from that, it does look like we will continue to just assess how the brokers react to some of these results coming out, and we'll see if the market can continue its run in the short term.
Yeah, we will see. Also, Stan, wanted to ask you about the Nikkei today. Do you think we're going to see a recovery there?
Yeah, at the moment it does look like the Nikkei will come back. Of course, yesterday it underperformed the region yesterday. They obviously saw the dollar-yen fall, and that really did weigh on Japanese equities. Today we are calling it up 0.6%, so it's likely to lead the region early. And of course, we do feel this move higher in the dollar-yen towards that 97 level is a little bit of speculation ahead of the BOJ's monetary policy minutes that are coming out today. We also have core machinery orders from Japan, so possibly if we do hear some positive rhetoric from the BOJ, and of course if it does seem like they will step in should the situation seem like the economic recovery is stalling, then this should be good for Japanese equities and potentially feed through to the rest of the region.
Okay, Stan Shamu, thanks so much. Always appreciate your time.
Cheers, Kate.
Stan joining us from Melbourne there. Let's go back to the boards. I want to show you how the United States finished up. You can see there the Dow at 15,419, the S&P at 1,689, a fairly flat finish there. As you can see, no headline economic data or huge stock movements. For more on that session on